Pleased and happy to welcome Linc 182.
You're walking along the street or you're at a party, or else you're alone and then you suddenly did. You look at someone's eyes, you suddenly realize that this could be the start of something big. You're watching it tomorrow, watching your diet, decline to the shadows, accept nothing. Well, the clear blue sky is a gallant guy. This could be the start of something big. There's no controlling the unrolling of your fate, my friend. Knows what's written in the magic book. But with a lover you'll discover at the gate, my friend. Invite her in without a second. It's so easy. Imagine that Malibu or the sand. Suddenly this could be the start of something special. Just another you'll discover in a frightening flash. Shake your heart away night and day. Because the meaning may be fleeting as a lightning flash. You don't want to let it slip away. Watching the sun come up or down your money. Losing the tin cafe, ordering wine. There she is, where she is. Yes, this could be the start of something. This could be the heart of something. Can't feel it, this could be the start of something grand. This could be the start of something grand. Start of something. I love coffee, I love tea, I love the Java Jacket, it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, boy. I love Java, sweet and hot. Whose face is Olsen, I'm a coffee pot. Shoot me the pot and I'll pour me a shot. A cup, slip me a slug from that wonderful mug. And I'll go till I'm snug in a jug. A slice of onion and a raw one. Draw one. Waiter, percolation. I love coffee, I love tea. I love the Java Jacket, it loves me. Coffee and tea and the Java and me. A cup, soybeans, cabbage and green. What's to do what? That's like this, coffee. Oh, Java, sweet and hot. He likes it hot. This is almost an I'm a coffee pot. Shoot me the pot and dry. Pour me a shot. A cup of Java. Slip me a slug from that wonderful mug, and I'm gonna run till I snug in a jug. Drop your nickel in the pot. Take it slow, waiter, percolator. I like coffee, I jabba jabba, it loves me. Coffee and tea and the jabba and me. Ba-gabba gabba gabba gabba, boy! Linc 182, and we are so glad to be here in Ottawa, Illinois. So thanks for having us. I wanted to just give you a little bit of an introduction kind of to the quartet. We'll talk a little more about kind of each individual in our next little break. But we are from downstate, mostly all from kind of central Illinois area. Evan's a little bit different than the rest of us, but you'll kind of find that as a theme the rest of the show. But we're mostly from down kind of around the Peoria area. In fact, three of us all live in a little town called Tremont, Illinois. Anyone ever heard of Tremont, Illinois? 2 or 3? Okay. So, a little small town of 2,200 or so. But anyway, but we all kind of met and found this barbershop quartet thing through a good-sized men's chorus down in Bloomington, Illinois, called the Sound of Illinois Chorus. We all joined kind of at different times of life and found each other, and this foursome started actually during COVID. So COVID kind of hit, and our chorus had kind of gone into having these virtual rehearsals where we were meeting on Zoom and trying to do different things. And Lincoln, you'll find out, is my son. Lincoln was 8 or 7 at the time, something like that. And we were like just kind of trying to find a bit of a singing outlet. He had come to the chorus for a year or so before COVID, and we said, what if we put together kind of a virtual video with Lincoln in a quartet? And that was kind of the start of this quartet, was just making a virtual video for YouTube. And then as things kind of started to come back after COVID, we said we should do this actually live, and kind of do this thing that we do for people. And so that kind of went down that journey, and we've been singing ever since. So that's 6 years later, we're still singing. But a thing about kind of the barbershop world that we'll come to find out is that there is this kind of whole world of competing and contests that we found ourselves into probably 3 years after the quartet started, 2 or 3 years. And this next song that we're going to sing actually is one of those songs that we sang kind of in the contest realm. And it's kind of a fun song from a Broadway musical called Shrek. So you probably have heard of Shrek in the movie, but it's actually the Broadway musical of Shrek. So that's what this song is from. We hope you enjoy this song.
Personality is biggish, is why
she'll understand. She'll understand. She'll understand. If I were a rich man with $1 billion or two, I'd live in a penthouse in a room with a view. And if I were handsome, it could happen, 'cause dreams can come true. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have one. Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have one. Wouldn't have nothing. Can I something happen? For years I have envied your grace and your charm. Everyone loves you, you know. Yes, I know. Careful now. But I must be tonight. God, you always come through. And I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Oh, you and me together. That's how it always should be. One without the other won't be nothing to me. Nothing to me. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you to serve. I'm just an old baritone, wishing I could go and sing tenor like this guy. Hey, no, I've never told you this. What's that, Abbey? But sometimes I get a little happens the best of us. And I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Oh, you and me together. That's how it always should be. One without the other won't mean nothing to me. Nothing to me. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. I wouldn't know where to go, wouldn't know what to do. You don't have to say, I'm gonna say it anyway, because we both know it's true. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. I wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Do nothing. I just wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have you. Baby, I know that means you.
Thank you all so very much. Tim was talking earlier. This is my first time in Ottawa. Anybody else up here?
Ottawa? I've been here.
Oh, I don't know. This is the first time I've ever been in Ottawa. What lovely downtown there. Really nice. We're so happy to be here. I'm going to take a second and introduce everybody, a little more backstory of each of us. My name is Ben, and I sing the bass part of the quartet. I live in Tremont, as Tim said earlier, and I work for a municipal government down in the Peoria area near Tremont. And I've been barbershopping probably since I was about 16, and so I'm 38, just turned 38 this month, and I just thoroughly enjoy getting up here and performing for you fine folks. The bass quartet, along with Evan Patrick, is our lead. Then, as Tim alluded to, we're all kind of from the central Illinois area, at least originally. Three of us, Tremont. Evan was formerly from Hayward, south of Bloomington, Normal, but he and his lovely wife, Becca, live in Kankakee now. And so he's the only kind of outlier, geographically speaking, for us. So Evan sings leads almost since the inception of the quartet. When the quartet first got together and we had the virtual video, it was a little different for some because Lincoln was 7 years old and belting soprano range notes, and so it's kind of different, trying to marry up four parts. But Evan's been singing with the quartet for most of its existence, and fortunate to have him. Evan is employed with an insurance company. I won't necessarily say which one, but I hear in Kankakee he is a very good neighbor. So, if you have any roofing claims or hail damage, talk to him.
We don't.
No, he actually helps on the insurance agent side of support, so he doesn't have to deal with the fine folks. Anyway, we have Tim Beutel. Tim is our baritone, and Tim has been barbershopping for quite a long time. He is the baritone in this quartet, but he is also the tenor of the internationally acclaimed barbershop quartet called After Hours, based here in the state of Illinois originally. And fortunate enough that he was an international champion with that quartet back in the year 2018. So sometimes I like to joke that Tim's the only reason we're really good. But Tim is a great asset to the quartet. Also lives in Tremont, and he's a junior high music teacher. So he is well equipped to tutor his son, Lincoln, through this teenage phase of voice genius. Lincoln is Lincoln is our tenor singer in the quartet, and Lincoln is unemployed, unfortunately. He's in 8th grade, so he can't do that job necessarily. But he's been singing since he was about 7 in the quartet, and has just kind of come up through the ranks. To mention the Sound of Illinois Chorus, based in Bloomington, Normal. We have all just kind of honed our craft and just been under the mentorship of all the 60 or so guys in that chorus for many, many years, and we owe a lot to that ensemble today. So, what are we singing next? Oh, we are going to feature Lincoln. Everybody wants to see a Linc winning song featuring Lincoln. So, see if you recognize this mid-20th century doo-wop song. All right.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I'm got to run to bed. I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, talking about my girl, do so much I can. I've got a sweet song. Well, I guess you'd say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, talking about my girl, do. Early 2000s or whatever, way back then. But anyway, so this is about his senior prom night. So anyway, first of all, he had finally worked up this courage, to ask out this girl at prom. And this is, mere rehearsals, pep talks, overthinking for months, But anyway, finally goes up to her locker, asks her, and she says yes. So, hey, it was. And now there's pressure because he needs to look good. So he goes to the barber and gets in this line, and this line is 2 hours long. He just waits there in that line, watching other people get sharper while he slowly regrets his decisions. But finally waits it out, gets the haircut, and he's looking great. But now he realizes I have to get a suit, and you probably don't know, but in this quartet we have a rule that you cannot wear quartet apparel to anything else but quartet did. So has to get a new suit. So he goes over to the men's warehouse, which is where that's where he got the suit. So he got in line, and that line was 4 hours long. At that point, you're not just shopping; you're really there. So he finally after 4 hours. Gets the suit, and looking great, everything's great. But now comes the big decision, the car. And he doesn't want just any car. He needs a statement. So he goes to the Hertz rental car place and gets in this line. And this line is worst of all. It's 8 hours long. So, and let me tell you, when you wait 8 hours, it hurts. Anyway, as the story goes, he finally puts out, gets in the car, the Lamborghini, and prom night arrives, right? And at this point, we honestly have no idea how you forward any of this, just don't ask questions. But prom night arrives, and he picks up the date, she's looking great, he's looking great, they're all looking great. They walk in, they are stunning, and they laugh, they dance, they have fun, and actually at the end of the night, his date leans over and asks Uncle Ben, hey, I'm actually quite parched. Could you go grab me a cup of punch? So after the 2-hour barber, 4-hour soup, and the 8-hour car, he walks over to the refreshment table, and there wasn't a punch line.
And now we'll sing this romantic song.
Nice try.
long loud like good chord busters do. Bust a chord up your major chords with some ringing harmony. Come on and join the fun, we'll bust a minor one as we warble merrily. Let's get you through again and then we'll all chime in. It'll make your heart feel light. You'll be hoarse tomorrow, but forget your sorrow while we bust a chord tonight.
You're a moon and bass, come up and take my place.
Tell everyone you never fear. Sleep baritone, no need to stand around. Oh, and the leaders will be right over here. Just a chord or two, we're Linc 182, and the song makes things right. Put away your trouble, let your joy be double while we bust a chord tonight.
Okay, so I just talked a little bit about how many of you have heard of Barbershop Quartet before tonight? Okay, so most of you know, okay. So, so Barbershop has been around, really, I mean, the origins are late 1800s, early 1900s as far as when the style actually kind of got started. But the actual Barbershop Harmony Society began in 1938. It was called the Society for the Preservation and Encouragement of Barbershop Quartet Singing in America, which is a bit of a mouthful. But that's what it was called for many, many years until recently when they changed it to the Barbershop Harmony Society, which is much easier to kind of understand. But it really began kind of back in those late 1800s, early 1900s, and it began in the South, and just kind of guys meeting at the barbershop, and a guy starting a tune, and then other guys kind of harmonizing around that melody, and it kind of just took off from there, and eventually the whole society began, where now around America and even beyond just America, there's chapters and choruses and all these things. We talked a little bit about our chorus, and that's kind of a common thing. You can go to most states in America and you can look up and find barbershop choruses and chapters that have weekly meetings and put on shows, and within those chapters, usually you'll find quartets, groups of 4 guys that are singing together and doing different things, and then, out of that came the whole kind of contest world, and there's state and district contests, and then there's eventually international contests, and this whole thing, which it's kind of cool that it began really as an American art form, in kind of the American in the South, and then it kind of grew from there, and now it's even, it's very popular in countries like Sweden and Germany and England and Australia, New Zealand, Japan, I mean, on and on and on. It's really kind of spread to some of these other places. Europe, actually, right now, it's a booming kind of thing that's really grown over there. So it's really cool to kind of see that art form do that. But as you've been listening to us, Ben kind of mentioned that Evan's the lead singer. Well, the word lead is kind of really a barbershop style word. As a music educator, I can tell you that most choral ensembles, if you have a TTBB men's choral ensemble, you're going to have a tenor 1, tenor 2, bass 1, bass 2, or they might call it baritone, but bass 1, bass 2. And in barbershop, it's different than that. And part of the reason is that in a choral TTBB ensemble, mostly those parts are going to stay in their ranges, okay? So you're going to have the highest tenor, and the next tenor, then the bass, and then the lowest bass. In barbershop, it's a close harmony style to where you have a lead who's singing mostly the melody, and then you have a high harmony, which is the tenor part. You have the low kind of foundation, which is the bass, and then the baritone in the quartet kind of picks up all the scraps. And but kind of seriously, the lead part, when the lead part is in a lower range, often the baritone is higher than the lead. And then when the lead goes higher, when the melody goes higher, the baritone will harmonize below. So if you're listening kind of close, you can hear that kind of melody, counter melody thing happening between the baritone and lead. And so that's really unique to barbershop, and it really creates that close harmony sound because that relationship between the lead and baritone. So oftentimes when I have students that I teach and we work on barbershop, and they'll sign up for the baritone part thinking they're going to have a lower part, and they find out that it's just as high as the lead part, and that's because of that whole relationship that it has. So it's kind of interesting, but I want to give kind of just a little bit of the background of barbershop. So back to kind of a little bit about the contest world, I'll lead into our next song here. Our next song, again, is one of the first songs we've ever competed with. And when you're competing, you're listening, there's a whole set of rules and regulations on what kind of songs you can sing. And this song kind of fits in that mold. If you're interested in that detail, you can ask us later. But this next song that we're about to sing, I guess it's originally kind of a Christmas song, but it really has a message that we love as a quartet. When we got started again, Linc was really young, and now he's kind of grown up. He's a teenager now, going into high school next year and on. And this song really talks about that growing from a young person and the magic and kind of the wonder of being a child to growing into an adult, and kind of how things change, and maybe even Christmas and different things like that can kind of change along the way. But it's really a beautiful song called Toyland. So we hope you enjoy it.
When you've grown up, my dear, and are as old as I, you'll often ponder on the years that roll so swiftly by, and of many lands you will have journeyed through. You'll oft recall the best of all, the land your childhood knew. Childhood knew. Toyland, little girl and boyland. While you dwell within it, you are ever happy and childhood's joyland, mystic merry Toyland. Once you pass its borders, you can never return again to the land that brings joy to each girl and boy. You'll never return again, never One, two, three. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. And when the road looks rough ahead and you're miles and miles from your nice warm bed, you just remember what your old pal said. Son, you got a friend in me.
I'm saying you've got a friend in me. You've got a friend in me.
You got troubles, I got two. There isn't anything I wouldn't do for you. We stick together, you see it through, 'cause you've got a friend in me. Some of the folks might be a little bit smarter than I am, bigger and stronger too, but do. Without them, I'll never love you the way I do. Just me and you, boy, and as the years go by, our friendship will never die. You're gonna see it's our destiny, 'cause you've got a friend. It do, I shoot you up.
Usually in my introduction to quartet members, I usually talk about the quartet and its name. People are always wondering why are you called Linc 182? Well, Lincoln is the namesake. The quartet is his namesake. Is that the right way? Strike that, reverse it. Linc 182, obviously Lincoln, we get the link from. The 182 is an homage, if you're familiar with the late 90s, early 2000s punk rock band called Blink 182. I see some nods of the heads. Yes, believe it or not, Lincoln is a big fan of Blink 182, whereas he fondly refers to Blink 182 the oldies. But that's how we got our name. We were trying to come up with a name. We put it out on Facebook, and somebody threw that at us. Like, that's a great idea. It's nice and catchy. And Lincoln also alluded in the prom story earlier that he referenced Uncle Ben. Yes, I am the uncle to young Lincoln. I was barbershopping with Tim in Central Illinois, and a few years ago I decided to ask Tim, "Hey, Tim, is your youngest sister Katie single or anything? Is she looking?" So kind of put Tim in that awkward position, but Tim probably regrets it now, but he decided to make the ask on my behalf, and now I've been married to my wife Katie, his youngest sister, for going on 4 years, and so this is a family affair. But in Barbershop, you've heard us sing a bunch of songs tonight. The songs we sang back in the early days, the late 19th century, where guys in barbershops were singing out melodies and people were just improvising harmony. That's not really what barbershop groups do so much anymore. Some of them are very adept and familiar with that skill. It's a skill called woodchipping, because usually it's something you don't really want to hear in public. You want to do out and woodchip away from people. But when we sing songs, we find songs that we hope try to fit the style and the vibe of the quartet, and we go and see if we can find an arrangement that somebody has written of that song that maybe we can pick up. So the last one we did was, you got a friend of me, obviously from Toy Story in the 90s, a good friend of the quartet, Dan Wessler, it was the arranger of that song, and he arranged that a few years ago. Our chorus did it, Tim's quartet, After Hours did it, and we've just kind of picked it up. And that's the way it generally goes with the arrangements. We look for them. The Barbershop Harmony Society has kind of a marketplace where we can search out songs, but we also make contact with arrangers. If we find a song that nobody's ever put down in the barbershop style before, we ask them, "Hey, would you mind arranging that for us?" And so you've heard at least one time the Shrek song, Shrek ballad that we did earlier. That's a custom arrangement that we had done by a friend of ours from here in Illinois named Dan Mulligan. and a guy that we sing with on occasion, also sang in the chorus for a while. So we look forward to kind of debuting that this summer down in St. Louis. The International Contest is down there for Barbershop this summer, and we are fortunate and blessed to be a part of that contest, being the Illinois representative to it. So hopefully we can have a good time and represent Illinois well in the Barbershop style. This next song we have is an old favorite that an arranger put together of a, gosh, it's probably Tin Pan Alley day in its age. It's a song called Live Till I Die.
I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna laugh and cry. I'm gonna fill my cup until my number's up. I'm gonna live till I die. I'm gonna say, hey, what a guy. I'm gonna play for the sky. I'm gonna miss a thing. I'm gonna have my thing. I'm gonna live till I die. Stay low, moment, stay low. From every trail over my head. I'll be devil till I'm an angel. But until then, glory, hallelujah, dead's gonna fly. I'll take a chance, riding high. Gonna take this down and turn it upside down. I'm gonna live until I die. And is a song that we did a gig out in Kansas, and we're in the Denver airport getting ready to fly back to Illinois. And Lincoln, we were just eating around the table, and we talked about songs a little bit, and when we got off for another conversation, Lincoln just said, you know what, I've been gone most of the weekend, I'm just kind of looking forward to being home. And so we thought, hey, this is an arrangement that Champion Quartet did back in 2003. This would be a great one we could sing as a quartet too. So we hope you enjoy. Love it all. A picture over the fireplace, shoes left by the door. Drawing on the wall you can't erase. time to softly, sweetly glide. When there's love at home, all our loved ones drawing nigh, as we raise our voices high. Blessed are we, and we know why. When there's love at home, when there's love at home.
Thank you. This is we're moving on to our last song, and the song is. But before the song, I would like to mention that we will be selling some merchandise. We have T-shirts, pins, and really me as a kid, well, adolescent, you say. I use clothes. So, I for obviously things I can use money for things like I don't know, video games, chicken nuggets, maybe a razor.
Excuse me, very sorry about that. Yes, we do have merchandise for sale. You can see us at the back table, or just come and say, hey, we'd love to talk to you guys. Thank you again so much for having us. If you do want to see more of Linc 182, you can find us all over social media. We're on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram. We have a YouTube channel with a bunch of recordings of some songs that you've heard tonight, maybe a couple that we didn't get to do on this show. So go out and find us and come see us after the show. Thank you again so much for having us. We've got one more too.
As I recall when I was a lad, more than